If you're thinking that what you see here is a typical small village in Europe, then unfortunately, you're wrong. In fact, this place is thousands of miles away from Europe, all the way in Southeast Asia. Welcome to Colmar Tropicale, a French-themed village and resort in Berjaya Hills, Pahang, Malaysia. Fun fact, did you know that Colmar Tropicale was inspired by the ancient town of Colmar in France? The story goes that former Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad went to France and was so charmed by this beautiful town that he then came back home and persuaded Dato Vincent Tan, a businessman and construction tycoon, to build Malaysia's very own version of it, Malaysia Boleh. With a 4 out of 5 rating from almost 14,000 reviews in Google, we were keen to experience it for ourselves. First, here's the original Colmar town in France, and this is Colmar Tropicale in Berjaya Hills. Looks pretty similar. Colmar Tropicale is about a 1-hour drive north of KL. It's 2,600 feet above sea level, so the weather is slightly cooler, although not as cool as Genting Highlands, which is actually right across the mountain range. If you squint really hard or have a really powerful set of binoculars, you can kind of see Resorts World Genting just peeking out over the hills there. We arrived at the village on a Saturday afternoon and it was already super crowded. Apparently, quite a popular destination for people seeking a weekend getaway. Our check-in was 3 p.m, but we arrived about an hour early, so we had to wait for our room to be ready. In the meantime, we helped ourselves to the samosas and mini pizzas in the lobby. Best welcome snacks ever. Seriously, so good that we may or may not have finished every single piece on the table. After snacking and resting for a while in the hotel lobby, our room still wasn't ready. Maybe they saw how many samosas and mini pizzas we ate and decided to punish us, so we decided to explore the village. Other than the French-themed design and architecture, there's also a drawbridge and a moat helping to create a bit of that medieval vibe. Besides endlessly snapping photos for your Instagram, there are a few things you can do here. You can ride the open-top minibus. It looks kinda slow but should be plenty fun for the kids, I guess. Or you can feed the ducks and swans. You can get an artist to draw a caricature of yourself. There's a lounge here with a pool table as well as a foosball table. Or you can park yourself on any one of the several massage chairs available here. At the back of the village is a mini carnival if you want to try your luck at some of the games. It's right next to the observation tower where you can get some great views of the village as well as the surrounding area once you've climbed the 4 or 5 flights of stairs to get to the top. Somewhere in the middle of the village is a small stage, so it looks like there may be live music too, although when we were there, we never did see any performance, so I guess it depends on your luck. For kids, there is a mini arcade with plenty of rides to try. Having explored most of the village, our room was finally ready, so we collected our key and headed over to it. At Colmar Tropicale, almost every window and every house you see in the village belongs to a hotel room, and each house has a different name. They're all named after some type of flower or flowering plant: heliconia, azalea, euphorbia, camellia, and so on. We were at Colmar for 2 nights and we stayed in a different room each night. On our first night, our accommodation was the family room in the Camellia house. Up to 4 guests can be accommodated in this room. Its total floor area is 72 square meters, although that is split between a downstairs and an upstairs. Downstairs is where you'll find a living room. As you can probably tell, it's rather dim. Lighting is provided only by a standing lamp in the far corner as well as a couple of wall-mounted lights. Let's walk over to the window at the far end to see what kind of view we're getting here. Not too bad actually, mostly unblocked. Lots of greenery, and if you look downwards, you can see the swimming pool as well. Now, I'm going to turn around and show you how the living room looks from the far end. The staircase leads to the upstairs. We'll get to that in just a bit. The master bedroom is also on this level and it's inside that door as indicated by the arrow. And now we're inside. And here is a queen-size bed, the same standing lamp as the one in the living room, and a TV as well. The view from this room is similar to the living room, both face the same side. Standing on the opposite end of the master bedroom now, and you can see there is also a ceiling fan, a wardrobe, as well as an attached bathroom. It's a fairly standard bathroom. There is a bathtub in here which also doubles as a shower stall. The towel rack looks a bit old, definitely seen its share of wear and tear. Mirror, sink, toiletries, and a hairdryer complete the package. And now we're back in the living room. Before we go upstairs, I just wanted to share that next to the TV are a few bottles of water, instant coffees and teas, as well as a kettle. The mini fridge is right below that inside this cabinet. Let's head upstairs now. This is the common bedroom. You also get a queen bed in here, but this time also 2 nightstands and 2 night lamps on either side. That wasn't the case in the master bedroom downstairs. Curious. Across the queen bed is a dressing table and mirror, also something that wasn't present in the master bedroom. Curiouser and curiouser. The wardrobe in here is also arguably better. It's a floor-to-ceiling design, so lots more space. But these advantages are balanced out by the fact that the view from this room is practically non-existent. It's almost completely blocked by the roof of the adjacent house. One more thing before we conclude this tour of the family room, a quick look at the common bathroom. It's a bit smaller and a bit more cramped in here. No bathtub but a shower stall instead. Other than the smaller size and the lack of a bathtub, everything else is the same. And that concludes our tour of the family room. We had a total of 4 adults with us and we paid roughly 120 Singapore dollars, so that's about 30 Singapore dollars per person. I think that's fairly reasonable, but what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. What could be improved? Definitely the lighting. It's way too dim in the family room, although to be fair, it could be intentional to create the feeling of staying in a house in a little French village in the countryside, in which case, I suppose, it's very much on point. Also, having it upstairs and downstairs might not be ideal for older folks, so keep that in mind if you're planning to book the family room. On our second night at Colmar Tropicale, we shifted over to the Heliconia building and stayed in a 2-bedroom suite. Standing outside the hotel, this was exactly where our suite was. Key differences as compared to the family room, the suite is quite a bit bigger at 92 square meters. No upstairs and downstairs here, everything is on the same level. The living room is bright and airy. You've got a small dining table with 4 chairs, a sofa and a couple of armchairs, a ceiling fan and a TV. The suite comes with a balcony with a much better, much more open view. There's also a kitchen behind the living room, although I guess it's more like a pantry because there's no stovetop here. Just a sink and a full-size fridge, which personally I always appreciate having when traveling. From the kitchen, you are also afforded a view of the front of the hotel. As the name suggests, there are 2 bedrooms in this 2-bedroom suite, but this time each bedroom has an attached bathroom. This is the master bedroom. You've got a queen bed in here, a couple of nightstands and night lamps, a ceiling fan, dressing table and a TV. It's brighter and better furnished than the master bedroom in the family room. The common bedroom comes with 2 single beds this time, with a solitary nightstand in the middle. Both bedrooms come with an attached bathroom, which is probably my least favorite part of this suite. It's only marginally better in the sense that it feels a bit newer than the bathrooms in the family room. Thanks to a more spacious interior and more windows here that let in plenty of natural light, it is decidedly less gloomy and much brighter in the 2-bedroom suite. The 2-bedroom suite costs about 150 Singapore dollars, so that's about 25% more expensive than the family room, and both accommodate up to a maximum of 4 adults. But with a much bigger space, a brighter and livelier interior, and a much nicer view, I'd say it's worth considering. And no upstairs and downstairs either, which makes getting around the room a lot more convenient. Personally, I prefer the 2-bedroom suite, but of course it depends on your budget. If you can, go for it. It's a nicer experience overall. Both the family room and the 2-bedroom suite came with breakfast included, which is served in the Le Blazon restaurant. Le Blazon? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Sorry, France. Anyway, there's almost nothing French about the breakfast here. In fact, it's a little underwhelming. Even the most French-like food here, breads and pastries, kinda look a little sad. If you must eat here, I recommend going for the local food like nasi lemak and chicken curry. While it's not really on par with what you can find elsewhere, I mean, it's definitely no lemang toki in bentong, if you know what I mean, it's still probably the best combination you can find here. If that isn't what you fancy, they do have a noodle station. You can choose what type of noodle you want and what ingredients go into it, and overall, what we could make out of it tasted halfway decent. Egg station is of course a safe choice. Omelets, scrambled eggs, sunny side up, hard to mess those up. If you're jonesing for a bit of Indian food, they've got vegetable dal and naan. I mean, they've got other stuff too, like cereal, salad, dim sum, mashed potato, and what have you, but really, I would just give it a pass if I were you. I'm not sure if you can opt out of breakfast and get a cheaper room rate, but if you can, maybe do it. Save a bit of money and drive out somewhere else to get something a bit more decent. And if you don't feel like driving out, there is a Starbucks near the observation tower at the far end of the village, as well as a 7-Eleven convenience store in the middle of the village. Other options include La Flama, which serves Italian food, and a French bakery, which we didn't try, but is surely more French than whatever you could get at the breakfast buffet. On our last day at the Colmar Tropicale, we finally had a chance to use the swimming pool. Actually, there are two here, an adult pool and a kids pool. Not the biggest or fanciest pool we've ever seen, although it is a sight better than the one at Durian Eco Lodge. One thing to note, when we were there was no one at the counter and no pool towels available either. So we had to use the bath towels from our room. On that note, a little bit of advice before I end this video. The hotel doesn't provide floor towels or face towels. So yeah, just thought you might want to know that. Alright, that's it for this review of Colmar Tropicale. Hope you found it helpful, especially if you're trying to decide between the family room or the 2-bedroom suite. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to watch more videos like this, subscribe and turn on the notifications bell. Thanks for sticking around till the end. You're the best. Catch you in our next video. See you soon.